friends, would you like to see how to make this beautiful window pocket? Today is day 10, and this is a collaboration hosted by Cindy A. Lewis, and I am co-hosting and collaborating along with her. This has been so much fun, so I'm loving it, where it's only day 10, but still I've been loving playing around with these envelopes. And so today, it is a window pocket with vellum. Now, before we even get into it, I know I have vellum and I can't find it. So I'm gonna use this Mylar. So that's what I'm gonna use. But you can use that, you can use vellum, or you could also use tracing paper. You're gonna wanna start with a 5x6 piece of decorative paper and then decide which one's your front. And I think for me, this is gonna be the front. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do, once you have your paper cut to size 5x6 or larger, the next step is to create the window. I'm gonna have this be the shape of my pocket, so this is gonna be a side, the bottom, and another side. And I am gonna go ahead and fold my 1/4 inch around the edges now as opposed to later. So I am putting my ruler down, and I'm just gonna, matter of fact, if I can find my spatula, might make it a little easier for me to get up under it and just crease it. Now you can also score this with a scoreboard. The reason I'm folding my edges first is so I can see how much space I have left, and then that'll determine how big of a window that I want to do. And now I'm going to fold up the bottom. Before I move forward, I am going to cut away the corners so they don't get, bulky and all of that. Guess what, guys? I found my bone folder. Now, for folding your papers over and creasing them, you can use a bone folder, a spatula, or if you don't have any of those, you can use the edge of your scissors. All right, so I have folded these under, so now I can really see how much space I have to work with. And now I can decide what size what size window I want. You could do a circle, you can do a square, you can do a rectangle, you can pretty much do whatever shape you'd like. I'm gonna cheat because I have this gigantic circle punch, so that's what I'm gonna do. So if you have a punch, just consider the fact that you can go ahead and use that instead of drawing a pocket in. So here we go. I'm hoping this will work. We'll find out, right? And now I can use that for something else if I'd like to. Now it is time to attach your vellum. Now again, I can't find mine. I have a whole folder of vellum, and I do not know what I did with it. I reorganized some of my papers, and apparently I've lost it. But at any rate, I'm going to go ahead and use the Mylar. All right, my friends, so grab your Mylar or your vellum or your tracing paper and go ahead and mark it where you need to cut it in order to fit into your pocket. I marked mine already, so I am going to go ahead and make that cut now. All right, I have flipped my pocket over, and I'm going to slide this into place and just have a look at it and make sure it fits. It fits real nice, except for this end right here is a little bit long. So I can go ahead and trim this. I can do this freehand. Nobody's going to see that part, so if it's a little crooked, it doesn't matter. Make sure that it fits in there, and it does. It fits real nice. We're going to go ahead and adhere that. You can use glue, hot glue, wet glue, but I actually am going to use some double stick tape. Now let's go ahead and pop this in here. Press everything down. I'm going to show this to you up close. You can see the window there. You can see it's shiny. Now we're going to embellish this. When I'm working on something small like this, I like to use my scraps and sort of, leftover pieces and I keep those in jars. It's easier for me to, and they're color coded. And so it's easier for me to just grab them and use them that way. So I think this is going to be really different. It's very different. I have some pink elephants here, and I am going to go ahead and put this on this pocket. It's nice and wide. It takes up some of this extra space right here. I am going to cut this side. You know what? I'm going to go over just a little bit. Now I have just this little scrap left, so hopefully I'll be able to find something to do with that. I am going to use my 3-in-1. Now I'm going to trim the edges off. And I think I'm going to add another piece of trim right across the bottom. What do you think about the sparkles? I think that looks cute. And I feel like it needs something in the center, right in between the two elephants, so I'm going to put this pretty pink flower that I received from my friend Christine at Kawaii Memo Love. And there it is, my friends. What do you think? I love it. I think it turned out so pretty. This is going to be gorgeous inside of a journal. If I wanted to, I could take this and turn it into a shaker very, very easily and put it on a greeting card or whatever I wanted. So this is a fun one, guys. I really like it. I hope you like it. Please check out Cindy's channel. Did I mention Cindy in the beginning of the video? I sure hope I did. But we both have playlists. So if you've missed anything, you can check out our playlists. We both have Facebook groups. So if you want to share your makes, your pockets, and you want to put them in our Facebook groups, you sure can do that. Thanks for watching. See you soon.